When I look at the mind body connection, there are three things we cannot outsource. And it doesn't matter how much money you have, it doesn't matter how rich you are, it doesn't matter how many hours in the week you think you have. We all only have 168 hours in the week. Okay. So it doesn't matter how rich or how poor you are, there are three things you cannot outsource. And that is physical exercise, that is the food that you eat, and that is the sleep that you get at night. Okay. When I talk about getting out of your comfort zone, what I'm talking about are these three things specifically. The reason I bring it up is because movement encourages movement. And so if you are in a rut and if you're like, I just don't have the energy, I'm just so tired, I always feel lethargic. My first suggestion to you, based on experience, based on proof, day after day, is to get out and exercise. And you're like, I don't have the energy to exercise. That's exactly why you should do it. Because what happens is, like, our lymphatic system doesn't have a pump. It's not like the heart where it pumps itself. There's no pump. Okay. So you have to get out and you actually have to have movement in order for your lymphatic system, which helps your immune system work properly. You got to get out and kickstart it. And so what does that look like? And it's movement. You got to move. And so I'm going to recommend that you get up every single day, even if you don't want to, even if it's cold outside, even if it's hot outside. I don't care what the weather is. Bundle up and get out and get going. Get going, whether you walk or whether you're running. But you've got to get some circulation going through your body. And what happens is, maybe for 4 or 5 days, you're going to go like, whoa, this is kind of tough and I'm out of my comfort zone. And then after 4 or 5 days, your body's going to start waking you up naturally. You're not even going to need an alarm. Your body's going to go, hey, it's time for you to get out and move, right? Movement encourages movement. So if you do not have movement in your life and you're not feeling very good, get out and move. Lots of people say, well, I can't move. There are certain things I can't do. What can you do? And one of my encouragements is, can you get like a little mini trampoline? Even if it's too cold and you can't get out and it's icy where you live, can you get a little mini trampoline with one of those support bars? Can you put that in front of the TV and can you bounce? Because if you can bounce, how long can you bounce? Can you bounce for a few minutes in front of the TV? That's movement. That's going to get your lymphatic system going again, right? And that's going to jumpstart your body and your blood and the oxygen going through your brain. Not only that, but check this out. It's also, and I'm talking about the mini trampoline, it's also great for your core, which is everything from here all the way down to about your knees. Okay. It's going to help your butt. It's going to help your thighs. It's going to help your quads. It's going to help your stomach. It's going to help all of your body and all of your organs. And it's very inexpensive to do that. So even if you don't have a pair of running shoes and you're not willing to go outside, you can bounce. There are things you can do, but energy comes from energy. Okay. And it doesn't matter, like I said, how much you pay. You can pay for a personal trainer and you can buy a gym membership, but unless you actually do the work, you're not going to benefit from it. And no one can do it for you. No one can go work out for you and you get the benefits. It doesn't work that way. Okay. So you have to do it yourself. You have to be willing to do it yourself. So if you're going to go walking, even if it's cold outside, bundle up and walk like you are late for an appointment. I'm not kidding, like wander along and just kind of, take a little morning stroll. I'm talking about you get out there and you power walk, give it everything you've got. And it doesn't cost anything. It's absolutely free. And if you're having a hard time, find a friend. Okay. In my neighborhood, I don't do a lot of social activities because I'm really busy. But in my neighborhood, there was somebody that wanted to be my friend. And she said, I will meet you at 7 o'clock on a Saturday morning and we can go walk around the neighborhood. And I thought, oh my goodness, this woman wants to be my friend badly enough that she'll get up at 7 o'clock in the morning, put on a hat and a coat, and we'll go walking in the neighborhood. Totally, I will do that, right? It's great exercise for me. It's great socialization, and it's great therapy, right? You get to spin ideas off other people. So when we talk about the mind-body connection, maybe what you need is a good friend that can kind of like, answer questions and hang out with you and help you work through issues. And you can do that while you're walking. You don't have to stop and take extra time. You can do it while you're walking, right? So this is a really great opportunity to get out of your comfort zone. All right. And I mention this because, like I said, it's absolutely free, but you're going to have to be willing to do the hard stuff. If you're willing to do the hard stuff, guess what? You do benefit from it. You do get the benefits of the extra oxygen, the endorphins, feeling fantastic. And now you go home and then what? You slip back into the way you live? No. You come home and you're like, man, I feel fantastic. I should do something while I'm feeling fantastic. And that's where I say the clutter starts to take care of itself. You're like, I could totally do a load of laundry right now. I could totally do a load of dishes. And it might not be much, but it's something because you were willing to kick yourself out of your comfort zone, right? All right, how far can you stretch that step? Maybe you're like me and you like to challenge yourself, but if there's no challenge, like, what am I doing this for? So for me, it's like, how far can I stretch my stride? And I start running. The faster you run, the longer that stride goes. You know that? And so I've got about a 6 foot gap. Every time my foot hits the pavement, it's like 6 feet later. And then you say, how many times can I get from here to that telephone pole in how many steps? Every day, try to get there in one less step. And that's you're stretching your stride a little bit farther. And what that means is you're going a little bit faster as you run, right? It's a trick. I tricked you to make you go faster, but it's a little game that you play with yourself. So even if this is not your comfort zone and today you're just walking, the day may come where you're like, you know what? I feel kind of good today. I think I'm going to try to run from here to that telephone pole. You know what? Nobody's stopping you. Give it everything you got, right? And so then the next day you're going to go, I could go to 2 telephone poles. Great. See if you can run from one telephone pole to the next, then walk from one to the next, and then run from one to the next. See how far you can go and how many little tiny mini runs you can fit inside a regular little walk or a jog. Because what happens is the faster you go and the more aerobic stuff that you have going through you, the endorphins come faster. It processes, fat in your body. It jumpstarts your metabolism. It helps build your immune system. There are so many health benefits and they're all free. If you got a good pair of running shoes, get out and go. There's nobody stopping you. And again, you are the only person that benefits from that. All right, the next one. How long can you bounce in front of the TV? We talked about this. I have a mini trampoline inside my house. And the cool part about it is I've got one inside my office and I have one inside my TV room where we do watch TV at night. And the reason I bring this up is because I can sit in front of the TV like anyone else. And it's fun to just eat food and stuff in front of the TV. But if my goal to myself is I got to jump for 30 minutes before I sit down, what I know about myself is this. I'm going to get a really good little workout where my blood's going to get going and all right, I can do this. And I'm going to feel it the next day. That exercise is going to help me sleep better at night. And then the next day, I'm going to have a better day because my body is already operational. And so instead of waking up feeling like, I feel like I just got hit by a truck. I'm so exhausted. I'm going to wake up going like, wow, hey, I'm ready to start the day, right? As a house cleaner, I need my energy. That's one of the highest values that I bring to the table as a house cleaner because I have to clean every single day. And that's a lot of movement and a lot of momentum. And when we said energy encourages energy or movement encourages movement, I'm counting on that in order to get through the day. If I start my day and I'm exhausted and then I go clean all day and then I come home and I'm super exhausted because you are at the end of the day, you're whipped. If I come home at the end of the day and I just crash, then, good for me. I got some rest, but then the next day I'm starting again from a deficit. So somewhere along the day, and I've done this every year, as long as I've been in the cleaning business, I got to work out at least somewhere during the day, either first thing in the morning or after my schedule is done for the day in order that I can get through the following day. Okay. Because our energy builds on top day by day. And the stronger you get and the stronger your muscles are, the more energy you have. Okay, so how long are you bouncing? Again, it's not very expensive to buy one of these little mini trampolines. And I've left links in the notes below so that you guys can get one if you don't have one. I have 2 in my house. There are times I've had 4. And then employees cart them off. They're like, I need one of those. I'm like, take it with you. I have 2 or I have 3. But several times during the day, even if I'm working out of my house or it's the weekend, if I'm going from one room to the other, I will jump on that just for a few minutes. It doesn't have to be long. It can be as little as 30 seconds to keep your heart rate going and keep you going. And that can replace a whole cup of coffee. Check this out. Instead of the coffee, which stresses your adrenal glands and it gives you less power over getting your energy back, this is a natural boost. And so if nothing else, man, I'm a little tired. I think I'll just jump for a few minutes and you're right back to where you were. Okay. So it's completely natural, no side effects. All right. With that, there are things that we can do. This one is one of my favorites. It is in front of the microwave. And I know many people heat up their food. If you are waiting in front of the microwave and you have to, wait for 2 or 3 minutes, what are you doing in front of the microwave instead of just standing there? And the reason I say that is because if you'll stretch your arms out and you do like these little arm circles, You can do a series of arm circles while you're waiting for your food to cook. Also, if you will keep like stretch bands and you'll keep them right in front of the microwave, you can just do some arm stretches right now, which is great therapy for your shoulders. Okay. Lots of house cleaners have shoulder aches because they do lots of arm movement with the vacuum and they're moving their hands like in circular motions or back and forth motions while they're cleaning. And so their arms will take a beating and they're like, man, I got like cramps in my shoulders, the neck, the shoulders. You can work all that out with stretch band. Okay. And you can hold one end and you can stretch with one hand. The reason I bring this up is because if you'll keep the stretch bands close to the TV and close to the microwave, and if you'll keep a set inside your car, I've got links in the show notes to those as well. Any free time that you have, you can be stretching those. You can do overhead stretches. You can do stretches in front of you. You can hold part of it and stretch where it will then work your whole arm. Lots of stretches with just a stretch band. Now, I'll share a secret with you. If you ever have like a shoulder replacement, and you go through physical therapy, the first thing they're going to do, they're going to give you stretch bands. So you can avoid the shoulder replacement and all that stuff by keeping your shoulders strong to begin with. Yay. All right.